Hello, today we're going to talk about the recipe builder aspect of the Lingua Cuisine project, or as we'll be calling it in this video, the authoring tool. So why would you want to make these recipes? Well, you can use the builder so you can upload your own favourite recipe in your own language for others to follow. And that means that anyone anywhere in the world will be able to watch and listen to videos of you guiding them through cooking your recipe and learning your language. Before we start, we will need a Google account. So to use the authoring tool, we need to log in so no one else can change our recipes, and we use Google to manage our accounts. If you have an account already with Google, you can log in using your email and password that you've set up, or you might want to create an account, in which case you'll need to do that through the Google website. You'd also need, before we start, a recipe. So it's a good idea to plan your recipe on paper first, and you need to think about a list of ingredients, a list of utensils, breaking down your recipe into short steps and making a short video for each step, ideally less than 1 minute per step. Remember, you're making a video recipe for someone who does not speak your language, so speak clearly and use simple vocabulary if possible. Before we go on, a quick word about videos. So your recipe will be made from a series of steps, and each step should have a short video, ideally less than 1 minute. And the authoring tool is just for combining these videos together into a recipe. It will not help you record or edit your videos. To make your videos, you should use video editing software. For example, iMovie on Apple computers or Movie Maker on Windows machines. You will need to save your videos in the MP4 format. This is a very common format and most video software will support it. MP4 is important as it works on the web, and the authoring tool and player are web-based applications. If you can't save as MP4, you can convert videos easily with free software such as Handbrake. All the applications you need are available on smartphones or tablets, so you don't need a computer. The first screen you will see when you open the authoring tool is the title view, and this is where we choose a recipe name, a language and a main picture for our recipe. We can also add tags to the recipe so it's easy to find for other people. If we want, we can load previous recipes, get help, and check our recipe has all the parts it needs. We can also indicate our recipe is finished, and that means that others will be able to find it. First, let's make a name for our recipe, for example, scones. Then you should select the language from the drop-down menu. You need to select the recipe language at this stage. Then you can choose a main image by clicking on the folder icon in that section. Then we can add any tags just by typing and pressing return between tags in the tag section. There is an extra section at the bottom which allows you to add any non-recipe videos if you want. For example, you might want to show a history of your recipe. Now we are going to add details to our recipe. The first way to do this is in the step-by-step or detail view. We can add ingredients and utensils to the recipe by clicking on the green plus buttons in those sections. Similarly, afterwards we can add steps in the method section. Clicking on a step expands a step to show a little preview where you can move steps up and down the list, edit steps or delete them. Let's first of all try adding an ingredient. The utensils work in exactly the same way. When you add an ingredient or utensil, you need to give the name, amount, for example 100 grams or 2 slices. Incidentally, utensils won't need an amount, they'll just need a name. And then a picture and an audio clip. The audio clip is important. This is what will be played when a user asks for help with vocabulary. Remember, they do not speak the same language as you, so be clear and simple. You will need to record the audio in a separate program, preferably in MP3 format. The authoring tool is just for combining all your materials into a recipe. You add the name and the amount, if it's an ingredient, in the text box and drop downs in the top section. To add a picture, click on the folder icon in that section, and similarly, to add your audio, click on the folder in that section. Large files may take some time to upload. You can try your uploaded audio with the player on the page. When you are finished, click Save and Exit. You can edit it later by clicking on the pencil icon in the ingredients list. Once you have your ingredients and utensils, you can add steps. Adding a step is quite similar to the ingredients and utensils. You provide a text description in the box at the top. This acts like a subtitle if the user needs help to follow the recipe. Remember, they may not speak the same language, so use simple vocabulary. You then select which ingredients and utensils are used in this step from the lists. This is how the player will decide which vocabulary hints to show to help the user if they need it. You then add your video by clicking on the folder icon in that section. Remember the details we went through about videos from earlier in the presentation. Again, click on Save and Exit to save. The step can be edited from the list later on using the pencil icon. Another way to view your recipe is the movie view. This shows the steps of the recipe on a timeline rather than as a list, and shows the video clips in a small preview player. Again, you can move steps earlier or later in the recipe with the arrows, edit with the pencil, and delete with the cross. The ingredients and utensils are still displayed as a list above, so can be edited or added to if needed. There is also a text view for quickly adding items to a recipe. You can quickly type out your ingredients, utensils and steps and add them all in one go, or add some later if you need to. You will then need to edit the generated items to include pictures, audio and video where appropriate. This view is just a shortcut and does not show the full recipe, just what you want to add at that stage. Finally, the player allows you to preview the recipe in the same way as a user will see it. The player has a main video screen, a back and forward arrow and a help button. For each step, the help button will show first the text description, which is the subtitle you added earlier, and then a vocabulary list of all the ingredients and utensils associated with the step. This is where the audio vocabulary clips can be played. There are a couple of other things to mention before we finish. From the title screen, clicking on the checklist icon will give you a summary of your recipe and let you know if parts of it are unfinished. You can also indicate your recipe is completed, and then other users can download it to their player and try it out. You can also load other people's recipe in the editor and make changes, and then save the recipe as your own. Good luck, and we look forward to seeing your recipe online.